Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Amenadale, aka Green Grow Guy, and today we're just beautifying our urban farm. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually hanging a solar light today. I decided to hang some planters actually on my fence line because I wanted to be able to, maximize my space. I want to organize these grapevines a little bit better. So let me flip around and show you guys what I just, got into really quick. It's just a kind of today for me is a tie up loose ends type day. Some of the projects I started, I need to finish and cap them all the way off because I don't want to plant graveyard. You know what I mean? Sometimes I buy plants and then I never get to them because of time and etc. But today, it's beautiful day, beautiful sunny day after like days and days and days of rain. So let's get to it. I'm gonna show you guys how I'm making out. Okay, guys, these are the two planters that I actually hung up on my fence line to get more grow space. So I'm gonna try this out. If it works to my liking, then I might actually put a third one up in that corner to my liking. And I'm thinking I will like it. But for right now, I'm gonna just do these two. I'm actually gonna use this space to plant herbs because as you can see, like it does get sunlight, but it doesn't get crazy sunlight like to beat it down. So that's excellent for me. And plus, it's nothing on my ground. It's actually on my fence line. So this is a way to help me utilize this in my small space a whole lot better. Okay, so how I put these up to be really sturdy like they are to hold the dirt is I got some treated OSB board. Okay, you kind of use this to build houses and stuff so it can weather really well, along with some anchor screws that you can use for outside. And I actually put this OSB board on both sides here to give it a more even. I do want it to have a little bit of a slope to help it drain, but I didn't want it to have a major slope, so I actually just put a little piece behind it as well so that it could be a little more even. And then after that, I leveled it out. I drilled it into the fence. These I actually bought from Home Depot. They're rather expensive. They were $11.99. But I am going to remove the drain pans. They do come with drain pans. Now I'm gonna be honest. You guys can get this, get these at Family Dollar if you jump on it for $2.50. The ones that my wife has out front were $2.50. So I'm jealous as hell. Same size, pretty much. You know what I mean? But she's making out. So I'm gonna fill these up with dirt really quick, y'all, and start planting these herbs in here. All right. Okay, guys. All I'm gonna do is take this Vigoro all-purpose pot and mix. I'm gonna, put some in there. I'm gonna put some fish bone meal up in there, guys. And I'm also gonna put a little bit of phosphate in there to help it root out real quick because the plants are pretty much mature. I'm going to show you guys the plants in 1 second when we start the pot. But you don't have to go all crazy with this. I actually had purchased these herbs. Here, let me move over here. Sorry, it's a gardening day, guys. So you're going to have to see how it all comes together. As you see, I got herbs just lined up and sitting here. From rosemary to oregano to basil to dill. Yeah, I think those are the herbs that I got. And I need to get them down into the ground, guys, along with finding a home for these lavender. And right out here, I'm going to actually throw some marigolds in there with it because they're protection. It's color and protection. So I'm going to get that together. And everything should look fantastic by the time we're done, guys. All right, so let's check it out to get it done. All right, first thing, guys, I just cut my bag open here, and actually this Vigoro looks really, really good. This is not a brand I typically use, but it was on sale at Home Depot for $8 a bag. Here, I'll bring some over so you guys can see it. It actually looks really, really, really good. One of the things that you want to look for in soils, especially when you're planting in containers, guys, like I do, is the fact that you don't want it to be really clumpy and wet and very dense. You want everything to be able to drain really, really good. And that's very, very important. A lot of people's plants don't make it because they don't have the right drainage going on. You know what I'm saying? So you can follow everything to the T, pick the wrong soil, and you start to suffer. So always keep in mind you want a lighter, fluffier, a soil that can dry. You know what I mean? Because it allows you to have better water management. It stops a lot of root rot that you may get in your plants. And it stops other diseases. Once your roots start to go bad, your leaves start to get a little wilted and nasty, guys, that starts to invite pests, and it starts to invite other diseases. And then, you put your work out for nothing. So one thing I'm doing, guys, is I'm just going to put a good amount in here, like about halfway filled. And then I'm going to go all heavy-handed and crazy on the bone meal. You know what I mean? I see a lot of videos, and they're like, oh, my God, you don't want to burn your plants. Look, I'm a heavy-handed guy, all right, and I ain't burnt nothing up yet, so I'm going to just go with it. Now, my idea is, guys, to incorporate these marigolds right here. You see, they look beautiful, right? I incorporate these marigolds in here because they're actually deterrents for rodents and pests. Which we're really going to do a pest video, and I'm going to show you guys how I kind of did a pest prevention in my yard this year. After 2 years of growing in this particular yard, I began to notice certain things that I could do that definitely could help me, you know what I mean, have a better yield because I'm protecting my fruits and vegetables a lot better. So only thing I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to set them in there like I want them to be. These are actually really, really nice. I'm going to pull these out so you guys can see them. These are actually really great quality. Shout out to Home Depot. They're $5 a flat. Now, I'm not saying not to seed it, but if you don't have to, guys, and you can splurge on the $5, I mean, I personally just do. It's a faster process, and you actually can cut back on a lot of disease when you buy it already grown. Some things I grow from seeds, guys, but I prefer things that I grow from seed to be disease resistant, because growing from seed is difficult in itself, especially sometimes in my area, because it does like a hot cold in the weather. So because of that, I try to get plants that sometimes are already past the crucial stage. So I will go to a garden center. I will go to a Home Depot, and if I see some nice, beautiful plants that are pretty and looking healthy, I will grab them and throw them in my garden. And it's faster. It does make it more convenient. You know what I'm saying? Even though living more self-sustained is convenient to something that we're trying to get away from, we're not all the way there yet. And I mean, just the fact that we're out here in our garden and we are planning, like, you know what I'm saying, is big steps, you know. Sometimes I think the concept of, you know, growing your own food becomes overwhelming because people think they gotta go like completely rogue, you know what I mean? Like order like, you know, stop using electricity and order a porta potty. You know, that's not really what it's given, guys. You know, in all honesty, that's not what it's given. You know what I mean? You can do this slow and progressively, because I promise you, once you start growing, you know what I mean, and you start getting yields, and you see how easy it is, once you understand your system and how you grow and what grows good for you in your space, I mean, you'll take off and you'll want to grow more stuff. So I'm going to grab some fish bone meal and pop it in here, y'all, and mix it in. Okay, guys, now I'm going to give it a shot of this bone meal right here. I'm also going to give it a shot of this phosphate right here. These are good things to do when you're transplanting. I tend to do it because the phosphate helps it root, guys. Okay, it helps it root, and the bone meal I use the bone meal as a nitrogen of feed. It has other things in it, of course, but I use that for my nitrogen, mainly because I buy it almost in the raw. You know, my phosphate and my potassium, my potash. So I use blood meal as like a nitrogen substitute, or like, you know, my source of nitrogen for because I do fertilize, instant fertilize with liquid soluble solution. I do use that probably once every 3 weeks. You know what I mean? And that will give it the nitrogen that it needs to continue to grow and stay green. You're going to get to a point. Sorry, guys, I had to walk away and grab this. And see, I had to get this stuff planted, guys. You see my little basil right here? It's not doing so fantastic. Now, this is what I want to tell you, is that I got this plant. It was doing great. It's not doing so fantastic because it took some time for me to go. A lot of times when I see people when they're potting plants, they'll rip all this dead stuff off, and then they'll plant it. Sometimes when they're this small, you're putting them under more duress. So actually, sometimes what I do is I plant it as is. I let it sit, and what is alive, I let that become vibrant. And then maybe after a week or so, I will take some of this stuff off that I see. But guys, some of this is going to lift back up, and as the video goes on, you'll see. And guess what? If it doesn't, we clip it off. No harm done. So I'm just going to honestly make a little space for my basil here. Gave me 2 containers. Alright, here we go. And you know what, guys? The root system looks good. You know what I mean on this. So I feel very confident that, you know, once it gets in the soil, and it's only built it like that, mainly because of the fact that it's been sitting in the greenhouse. You know what I'm saying? It's had a little heat put on it. So I'm just going to plant it right in the center of my flower pot. I don't know why I was putting it against the wall there, but I moved it a little further. And guess what, guys? I'm going to give it some space for this basil to grow, because basil grows, all right? It really grows, basil. It's no joke. So when you go to plant basil, you don't have to go crazy with a lot of plants. You know what I'm saying? When you go and you grow it. You can literally just buy these 2 plants right here, and as long as they survive and you're treating them well, you know what I mean, break up these bottoms a little bit so they come out of their root bound phase, and they'll know, hey, I need to go down in this soil. You know what I mean? I planted on my poor little basil, man. I'm a little hurt by my little basil, man. But it should bounce right back in a couple days, for sure. Okay, guys, this is my progress so far for the day. I had to stop because, as you see, I had to pull the grill out and get the grilling. So, you know, I always tidy up the yard back up, so I can have this like free walking space. That's one of our pups, Cannon, walking around. He's chilling out here with me while I'm barbecuing. But I want to thank everybody for watching. And we're going to finish this project, and tell me what you guys think. You know what I'm saying? We got some dill and rosemary at the top. I got the marigolds planted next to that basil. Beside that is the grapevine, but we're going to string that up a little bit better so that it can grow, you know what I mean, to its full potential. And then I'm going to tomorrow talk about some of the pollinators that I actually picked out this year. One of them's hanging from the trellis. We already talked about the marigolds, and I got some flowers down here as well. My rose bush is going to come down. I just wanted to actually separated from those pepper plants. If you watch my video on white flies, these pepper plants, I purchased them and they had white flies. So I had to move them out of the greenhouse. They're actually in the process of getting treated. And more than likely, I'll show you guys how I, finish the process off and then how I monitor it from that point forth. But I want to thank everybody for watching because as you guys see, I got some chicken on the Barbie. All right. And you know what? I'm going to let everybody take a peek at it. I'm going to come down the stairs and we can peek at the chicken real quick. Because, this is urban farming. Of course you're going to want to see the chicken. So I'm going to let the smoke clear out. Here, let it clear out. Oh, I just put it on. Hasn't been on very long at all. But as you can see, the lines are already going to come. They're on their way. They're on their way to being great. For those that don't know, I do this real good. Like almost grill master status. But that's another story for another day. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will definitely see you next time.